Hey Taurus. I have a channeled message for you, and I'm gonna channel the message first, and then I have cards in front of me that I will relay to you, the oracle card reading. And then we'll move on to your animal totem reading, your spirit guide, your animal spirit guide messages, which will really tell you how the universe is trying to communicate with you and the symbols to look out for, like what to watch for, because the universe is going to be telling you sort of coded messages through these spirit animals. And then last but not least, you're going to have your angel messages. And those are messages straight from the angels. And you'll notice that they talk a lot differently than I do. So I to be completely and totally honest with you, I was extremely confused. I sat and I focused and I meditated and I thought about what is Taurus going through? And all I kept getting was two extremes, two completely different understandings of the world. And that's when I realized that's what Taurus is going through. You stand at a place in your life where you're questioning things that you never thought that you'd question. Traditions and values and direction that you thought were for certain are not for certain. You don't have the faith in them that you used to. Because as we mature and as life goes on and the ground shifts and skeletons start to be unearthed, there's a bit of a stench and a bit of an ugly in a gorgeous landscape that used to seem so perfect. And once you've seen the ugly, you can't really change your mind about it and unsee it. And that has a very profound impact on what you now must do to make your life better, make your circumstance better, make your community better. But one thing you can't do is go back to seeing things the way that you used to. And so what you thought you'd never question, you question. And what you thought you were certain of, you are not certain of. There's this constant clash right now with the old and the new. You know, the aspects of your life that are no longer certain. And yet there is such a level of certainty in you about, it's almost like you know what you believe in more now than you ever have in your life. But you don't feel the loyalty to it that you used to feel the loyalty to the old stuff, you know, the stuff that maybe you were raised with, or that you kind of just sort of believed, you know, without condition. I have to say, I think the innocence is gone. It's a time of rapid change. You know what I just heard in my head? It sounds cliche, but it makes sense for you guys right now. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And it's both of those things happening at the same time. And how do I rectify that? I guess I don't. I guess I have faith and I just let it be what it is and make for certain my projection of goodness, my desire to do what's right, and to do what's right based on what I am now and what I know now. I am not saying in any way, shape, or form, Taurus, that this is easy. In fact, I'm saying exactly the opposite. I understand what it must do to you. But I will say this: you are ready to leave the old behind, but you don't want to. Or you want to leave the old behind and you're not ready to. Either way, whatever sounds more accurate for you, what I am certain of is that you will be moving on from here. But you'll be leaving part of your heart behind. Because part of your heart has roots where you started. And you can't let that go. And you don't want to. In a way, you'd rather leave a part of you behind than uproot it and plant it somewhere where you know it just won't grow. It doesn't belong in that soil. The rest of you does. The rest of you is now permanently where it needs to be somewhere else. It knows it's supposed to be somewhere else. And this may be literally you moving. This may be you, like physically relocating. But you're definitely moving away from what you feel is home. And that's the crazy kind of conflict that's going on in your heart right now. I'm seeing this like little glow every once in a while in the video camera. I don't know where it's coming from. It's interesting. Yeah. It could be coming from the light. It's so bright in my eyes. That could be it. It's going to take a lot of courage for you right now. I have no doubts. Your strength is incomparable. Your level-headedness is almost superpower. Maybe it is a superpower. You'll handle this with grace and dignity like you have everything else. I think the problem and the heartbreak is you know you can do it, but you're not sure what you leave behind can. You know you had strength, but you're not sure what you leave behind has inherited the same. And that worries you, it scares you, it disappoints you in certain people, and you're sad to be disappointed. But this is, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, a couple of readings back. It's necessary for you to move on and follow your heart now and do what's right for you, because I think that in so many ways you haven't taken that for a long time and prioritized your heart space. You know, you've prioritized what was good, what was true, what was right, what was by the rules, but your heart kept taking hit after hit after hit. And you are correct to be in a place that is different than that now. And you know why? Because people have to learn how to be strong without your strength. And the truth is, you're such a firm structure that sometimes you end up being a crutch. And crutches don't heal things. They just become a support system for somebody who doesn't really need it. And I think in order to see somebody's strength, they have to be left on their own. You weren't you? In a lot of ways, you had to figure it out for yourself. And I know that that's not what you want to do, because it felt so lonely and it felt so scary. But look at what you become and the strength that you built. That came from being scared and being lonely and not knowing what the hell to do. And I promise you that somebody else will come through. Let's start with the cards. I feel nurtured. This was the first set of cards that came out, and it blew my mind. They are very beautiful cards, but they came out in unison. First came out, I feel nurtured. Look how beautiful this is. Just, I feel so loved. Like the tenderness, the warmth, being home. I understand where I am. I understand where this is. I'm not the adult. I feel protected. And then I feel lost. So you're feeling both of these things at the same time. You know, you could be feeling it for somebody. You feel like maybe your child is lost. You know, somebody is wayward and you're worried about them. But you also remember feeling like a lost child because you remember so well how it felt to be safe. And then suddenly you weren't. And all you had was these memories to hold on to, these dreams of how you felt so warm at one point in your life and how cold the world feels after you felt that warm. And honestly, I can say this, it's going back to those times when you felt so warm that helped you believe and know that that kind of warmth was possible in the world. But really, once you've seen the darker world, nothing ever goes back to feeling that warm again. You can warm yourself up, but nothing ever feels that warm again. This is a transition period for you. You literally got, I think, transition at one point. So we got these two cards functioning as I'm on my own. It's almost like, yes, you're on your own, but you're on your own too soon. There's parts of you that weren't ready. They needed to still be held, or they needed to still hold on to somebody, right? It's a feeling of, oh my God, they're just going to keep messing up, or I'm just going to keep messing up. Yeah, you are. And those messing up and falling down and crumbling and rebuilding and that's like the human mind responds to necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention. It's just really hard to be on the other side of it, watching somebody you care about go through it. It's really hard. It may be harder than when you had to go through it yourself. Because at least through your own perspective, you were engaged in the challenge. And so your mind was taken off maybe how much danger was actually around you. But when you're looking at it happening to somebody that you love, you are acutely aware of the danger around them. And it's sad. And this honestly may not be such a personal issue as it is a social issue. Feeling like, how has the world changed so much? And realizing that in some ways you don't even fit in, or you don't feel like you fit in where you used to, in the old places that you used to. It's almost like people that you thought you could trust are turning their noses up at you and walking away. You want to share with somebody. You're missing that close connection, that feeling of belonging. You're missing it, right? You're missing that relationship where you can just share your dreams, share your wishes. Maybe you had this person in your life, right? Always stepped out together, side by side, besties, you know, brother from another mother, that kind of energy. It's oh, I love this energy. It's best friends. It's the close what the fuck is going on? I can't pick up the cards. The best friends, the companions. This is almost like always having dignity, always having grace, always putting your best foot forward and showing the best sides of yourself. This sort of antiquated way of being that has been thrown away as sort of insincere. And you know what? Maybe it was insincere. But was it worse or better than what you have now? I just see this as wanting that connection again, where that person that kept you safe. There's something here. We're getting house twice in this reading. This is a house on wheels. This is a house moving. It's a house relocating. So traditions and values have changed, or somebody's moved away from the traditions and the values. Rider is here, as in you're moving away from those traditional values. You're moving away from, or you feel the movement away from traditional values, or where you belong, or you have physically moved away from the home, or somebody you love has physically moved away from home. You think they're being wild, they're being reckless, they're being impetuous, or just a sense of you are moving away and moving on from where you came from. The sad part is, once you leave, it will never be the same. You know that. You know that once you leave, it will never be the same. And you've worked so hard to keep things consistent. It's almost like you realize that once you, Taurus, decide to make the move, that's really the end decision. That's really like the other shoe dropping. And it's like you know that, and you will be moving on, but you also don't want the guilt of it. You don't want the thud in your heart. We have two other cards here that I thought were phenomenal, and you kept getting them repeatedly. Like I said, the house card was here with Lenormand as well. There's a little gnat flying around. But see, this is like desires that clash with your traditional values. Knowing that there's some sort of clash or desire, temptation that's taking somebody or you away from traditional values, or you're seeing the movement away from what you valued and held so dear. This is changing, especially the changing is happening inside of you. It's making a great deal of conflict in your mind. This could also be a lot of social destruction, a lot of tension in a social group. There could be a lot of hurt and intentional pain making. There's something here that's really causing a lot of harm in terms of there's tension here. There's upset, there's frustration, but there's also deception and envy. So this does, I don't know where these gnats are coming from, but they're pissing me off. Sorry about that, guys. Deception and envy. So that tells me that part of this is malicious, or at least you suspect maliciousness. This conflict socially is sort of this turmoil. It's like, why are people acting like this? Why are they even questioning me this way? Why am I being accused of these things? All of these things are running through your head, like, how could people be so dumb? But simultaneously, that's when you realize it's not the world that you belong to anymore. It's not the place that you want to be in anymore. That's why it's not right, because not so much because there's new buildings around you, or, the paint colors have changed. It's because people have changed. It's because you're finally realizing they're not who you thought they were at first. Different sides of people come out. Even if they were your best friends one day, it's like now they're not anymore. And what's sad is that these relationships, these friends, were something that you put a lot of stock in. These new possibilities. Like, you were so excited about these new possibilities, about being able to trust or connect with people that you chose, right? These different choices, these different people, these different voices. Open your heart and expect a miracle. You want to trust them. It's like almost like you thought they were your guardian angels. You were watching over them. You took a leap of faith in somebody or a group of people. And unfortunately, at least one of them was a real motherfucker. Now, this is the repetitiveness that kept coming out. Wings, so you're ready to take flight, and roots, so you're grounded. And it's that feeling that you're conflicted. It's that conflicted feeling of, do I stay with my roots or do I fly in a new direction? It's like freedom and flight, or grounding and tradition. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? What's so wonderful, Taurus, is you go both ways. because roots actually help you grow up and expand outward. Roots, at least spiritual roots, are things that you do carry with you wherever you go. They're actually things that give you wings. And if you look really closely, the pattern in roots is the pattern in the wing. Because it's all part of a net that we're connected to. It's time to grow. And through growth, that's how you go. That's how you're journeying. That's how you're traveling. Let's get into your animal totem messages. Now, if you really love this, I hope you do. I hope you're loving the video. Please like it and then also share it on your social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere. Share it, please. And then subscribe to the channel and ring that bell and make sure you select all notifications so you know when I upload all of the amazing content here, right? So it's 12 videos a week at least, all 12 zodiac signs here, and then 12 videos a week over on Vimeo. So you have plenty of content to enjoy. The extended link is always below. The extended video is the extended reading of this, which is a tarot card reading that can articulate things very personally, even dates, sometimes up to dates, like the month or when it will happen. And then it also comes for 2-for-1. So you have your tarot card reading, and then you have your romance specific for Taurus reading. So that's 2-for-1 over there. That link is always below. You can subscribe right over to Vimeo, over at Vimeo too. I'm trying to get 5,000 subscribers over there. Help me grow over there too. And then you'll get access to the extended readings about a day before the link comes up here. So there's a benefit. Last but not least, join me on Instagram. I have an Instagram feed. You can find me at born_without_boundaries. I go live Monday through Friday. I do a daily tarot card reading, a free tarot card reading. We enjoy each other's company. We talk about some big stuff. So that's every day, usually at morning or afternoon. So I hope you can join me. Now let's get on to your animal totem cards. So you can see, and so you know, I thank you guys for watching the whole video. When you watch the whole video, it really helps the channel. It helps the channel grow amazingly. Like the videos are on point. Like they get priority. Let's put it that way. Let's see which way these want to come out. Ooh. All right, good one. So this is disappointed love, love that has let you down, a partnership that has broken, or a broken heart. This is coming from the past, so at least you don't have to go through it again. But there was a huge disappointment or a letdown, probably a break in a partnership, maybe a friendship, a romance, whatever it was, it touched you very deeply. This is Libra energy. You kind of want to understand why. And for a while, maybe you were very distracted with everything else because you just needed to understand why it happened, why somebody you trusted would do something like that. Because Spirit says you needed to change. You had gotten too comfortable where you were, and that comfort zone wasn't going to allow you to grow. So in order to free you, and give you wings, it had to give you a reason to look elsewhere. Now, stag energy comes, and if you see a white stag, it's a very, it's an extremely holy totem. So it's almost like seeing a manifestation of Spirit itself, and then you just have to just kind of stand in awe and humility and know that you're in the presence of Spirit. And this is Spirit saying, you're tapped. Like, I'm talking directly to you. I need you to do something special here. Just an FYI. In other words, when that happened, when that disappointment happened, that's when your 11:11 moment happened and you awakened. And you realized I needed to be shaken out of the nest because I was ready to fly. and I need to do something with my wings now. Use your mind wisely when pigs fly. Something that you never thought was possible is happening. Something that you never thought you'd be doing, you're doing. Something that you never thought you'd be thinking, you're thinking. So new ideas are coming to you. And your brain is like leading you. Use your mind wisely. This is for me more when the pigs fly card, like the impossible is happening. The impossible is real. Reclaim your power. So you're finally coming out of the dark and coming out of the background. No more taking the back seat for any reason, for anything, Taurus. You are seen now. And you have all this energy. And if you see a panther in real life, you probably would rather run, right? But so panther isn't necessarily, it is panther spirit, but remember, animal totems can appear to you in the most powerful form in the animals themselves. But beyond that, animals can appear to you in different forms of media. Different, if you see it in a picture, in a dream, even, right? Even a daydream, or if images keep popping up, like on people's shoes, on a bumper sticker, like random places, you'll start to see that these are animal totems coming through to you to give you these messages. And Panther is telling you it's time to get fucking fierce. Act as if. So, act as if, quiet, calm. Also, this is deception. Somebody is definitely pretending to be something that they're not. And I think maybe if you're the one, it's because you're playing it cool, you're playing it calm, you're playing it really close to your chest, but you're about to unleash a dragon. And then the abundant universe will provide. This is your energy. This is the highest spiritual form of your energy. It is spirit manifested into physical abundance. So you have nothing to worry about. Spirit has got your back and you're being provided for. Sweet results await. What you've worked very hard for, you're about to eat the honey of. Only the hardworking bees get the honey. But with buffalo spirit and bee spirit here, the abundance is so extensive, it's just going to blow your mind. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be like money. It could be happiness for the first time in your life, letting yourself taste in the sweetness of your own hard work. And then surrender now, give way to this. Also, this could be somebody's about to crash and burn. And in which case, I will say to you, step out of the way and let it happen, because you're not the one that set them on the trajectory and you did everything that you fucking could do. And sometimes people only learn the hard way. That's a message somebody needed to hear, right? Then Taurus, we have trust in the magic. This is a new beginning, a new start. This is something new and different, something that you never tried. Could have something that you're doing, right? Give with gratitude and grace. You really wanted to give somebody a new start, a new chance, a new try, or you were just like in the beginner mindset yourself, giving it your all. You can overcome any obstacle, of course you can, and think on your feet. It's asking you to be very malleable and dexterous. This is you allowing yourself to go in a completely different direction, putting your whole self in. As much as it scares you, because I think you're the most scared of all. But ultimately, this is that you can see now that this is the trajectory and this is the path you're supposed to be on. So it's almost like just run with it. Let's move on to your angel messages. Angel messages for Taurus, please. Angel messages for Taurus, please. Angel messages for Taurus. Okay, the two that are, okay. Wisdom and anxiety, the two that are face up. Wisdom, everything has a place and a purpose. To be wise is to have great love, tolerance, and compassion for all things. So it's not in hatred that you do this. It's in wisdom that you do this. It's in wisdom that you move on. Anxiety. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Let's get more details on that. I'm going to go into tarot and get to the nitty-gritty. Your romance reading is over there too. I'll see you guys in the extended.